Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich with me, Alpha and Austrian Empire. And what an empire it is! It's barely holding together, it's very pacifistic, but an empire nonetheless, which is better than what can be said for most of China. God damn that situation there. Anyway, we are continuing in fighting the impacts of the Black Monday. We are currently working on careful investments, after which we're going to compromise with the SDAP, subsidies for farmers, mend the social rift, and then what we need, which I believe will allow us to start expanding the Austrian military and economic rehabilitation plan can be put in order, because both of these have a modifier. Our economy must be ready for such undertaking, which I believe is being blocked by the aftermath of Black Monday, yeah, I'm saying it correctly. Research-wise, we are doing okay. We're working on synthetic oil experiments, concentrated industrial excavation, and mechanical computing. And Army Department is going to be done next, which we are going to keep and not pursue further because we are, still so slow. You know what? No. Let's continue upgrading our agency. That's going to be better. Okay, let's go with the anti-partisan. We're going to use that one. Creation of the International Avant-Garde. A combined effort by the Commune of France and the Union of Britain a few days ago have birthed the International Avant-Garde, a program that aims to create a united art style for art and genre for music, as well as new literacy techniques, each of them encouraged to be socialist, unorthodox, anti-traditionalist, and anti-religious. It's reported that artists, writers, and musicians from all around the world will participate in this program, from the United States to South Africa to Japan. The first festival to show off the fruits of the program is planned to happen within 2 years at Cannes. Is this the dawn of a new syndicalist entertainment? Truly curious. We truly are. Okay, you guys are finished drilling. We can actually start drilling you and you. I don't know if we're gonna get enough. We have daily uptick from Sigmund Knaus, which in itself is pretty good, because we need to start introducing the motorized recon to our units. And actually, I think I'm gonna start phasing it. So the infantry division we are going to duplicate and have an infantry division 1936, which is going to have the motorized recon. Belgian Declaration of Independence. Sick of German oppression and the disaster of Black Monday, Belgian independence movements throughout the country have been revolting and performing guerrilla strikes on the German army. Due to their own recovery, the German Empire has been unable to support Adalbert I to the fullest and has let the situation escalate beyond their control. After coordinated strikes by the Independence Army on the cities of Mons and Antwerp, they were finally able to push the German army back to Brussels, where, after fierce fighting, the German king surrendered. With no clear answer yet from the German Empire, many feared that an independent Belgium might be short-lived, considering the tensions between the Empire and the Commune of France rising in the strategic location of the country. Good luck, Belgium. So, they have a Belgian parliament. Okay, good. And Jabal Shammar declared war on Naj. Okay, Jabal Shammar is an authoritarian democrat, and you're a paternal autocrat. Russian Prince. You guys also got your own focus trees. Damn, there's so many countries in this game that have, or in this mod I should say, that have their own focus trees. Many things are happening around the world. Many things. Gaining your army experience. The vote passes. The most recent vote in the Legation Council has passed by a comfortable majority. It will now be implemented. Okay, that's the help for Sichuan from the Legation cities. Wonder how it's gonna be. Where is Shandong? I actually don't know where Sichuan is. Hebei, Xinjiang, Wuhan, Guangzhou, Tianjin, Southern Was it more south? Chine. Is it this? Shenuan. Says Shenuan. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Never mind then. Wait, can we search for it? Nope. Can you even search for something here? The engineers you can. So I think I'm writing it incorrectly. We'll hear about it. I'm pretty sure we'll hear about it more. Okay, we're missing some of the aluminum, but I don't think that's a big issue for now. The Belgian Council votes on removing the Belgians. The Germans have been diplomatically isolating Brussels since the Belgians kicked out the German monarch and garrison in the Belgian Revolution. The latest step has been to persuade the High Commissioner of Delegation Cities to hold a vote on confiscating Belgium's concessions in the name of the Belgian government and removing them from the Delegation Council. This could possibly reshape the power dynamic of the Delegation Council for years to come. What's our relation with Germany? 80. East Turkestan declared war. Oh, that's the continuation of the conflict. We don't really have such a good relations with Belgium as we do with Germany, so let's approve the motion. I mean, Germany is still our biggest friend in the world, so we are going to support that. So where is the East Turkestan? There has to be... Here's Turkestan Republic. Here's East Turkestan. On Kumu Khanate. Okay, so they are attacking both of these. Good luck with that. Sabit the Mullah Abdul Baki. Sabit the Mullah Abdul Baki never expected to be face of the Turkic nationalist movement in Xinjiang. A highly educated academic and journalist, Abdul Baki has corresponded with several of the world's most prominent living jihadist scholars. Through Jadid circles, he became acquainted with prominent members of the East Turkestan nationalist movement, including the wealthy aristocrat Muhammad Amin Bugra, and through Bugra, the wider nationalist movement. Due to his pleasant demeanor, pragmatic viewpoint, and fluency in several languages, the often adult nationalist factions agreed on Demola for the role of East Turkestan's first head of state and government. Should East Turkestan secure its bid for independence, it is likely, however, that Demola will be subsumed by whichever of the nation's factions comes out on top. Belgium has joined Reichspakt. Okay, agreed upon in the Treaty of Arlon, the newborn nation of Belgium has officially rejoined the Reichspakt to protect its sovereignty from syndicalist hawks. Wait. So they are independent, but they did join the Reichspakt. The Congress of RL. With the recent independence of Belgium from their former German masters, the inevitable question that arose from this was simple. What's next? The two nations sent representatives to the tiny Ardennes city of Arles in German Luxembourg, near the border with southern Wallonia, and there the future path of Belgium in Europe was decided. Belgium and the Reich has agreed that in exchange for the Kaiser recognizing the formal independence of Brussels, Belgium would rejoin the Reichspakt, allowing the Germans to protect them against the aggressions of the Commune of France. It appears that the Belgians are willing to compromise their newly won independence in order to safeguard their future. That's actually really wise. And that reminds me that we haven't realized that, Luxembourg is a part of Germany now. Interesting. And there are no foreign claims, so it can't declare independence unless it's triggered by an event, that is. How's the navy? Okay, Prince Eugene is being upgraded. We're getting quite a lot of naval experience here. That's great. We're upgrading the light M35 tanks. We are getting a decent amount of daily army experience as well. Yeah, I'll definitely want to get at least one more cavalry division before we start upgrading them. We're stockpiling quite a lot of equipment now, which is great. Yeah, the trucks will be ready soon to be distributed along the infantry divisions. The vote fails. The most recent vote in the Legation Council has failed by a narrow margin. It cannot be proposed again. Okay, so even if we voted for the removal of Belgium, it is moot now because they are part of the Reichspakt. So that makes it okay. Republicans win Serbian elections. Established at the end of 1925, the young Republic of Serbia has recently held the third national election in its history. Between Black Monday, renewed ethnic violence in Bulgaria, the creeping rumors of a shadow government in the military, the 1936 elections were made out to be the most contentious yet. In a surprising turn, the elections have reaffirmed the status quo. The Republican Party has successfully defended its coalition with the moderate Socialist Party, a feat that observers attribute to their effective response to Black Monday and tacit approval of remilitarization. As tensions in the Balkans rise and rumors of the military conspiracy intensify, the staunchly progressive Republicans are expected to have their hands full in the coming years. Interesting. Let's get more on the economy. Civilian front done. Okay, wait, I wanted to check the infantry division. So if we added the motorized recon company, that would mean that we have to spend 10 XP on that, and we still got a bit of combat with left. But we can't really add the artillery here, because that wouldn't go well for us. But if we eventually added... no... If we wanted to upgrade it to something like 30, we would need to do something like this, combat with 30, but their soft attack would just triple. Not so much of a breakthrough, so this would be an amazing defensive unit, because they would be taking heavy casualties in any attack they would get. Now I think that we'll have to build the cavalry divisions, well, like semi-motorized cavalry divisions, if we want a proper breakthrough. Motorized artillery gives breakthrough of 11, okay. While the regular one gives a breakthrough of 6. Okay, so motorized units give more breakthrough. That is actually kind of understandable. So extra light tank. Something like this would be pretty cool. You give breakthrough... Actually, you give breakthrough of... okay, but that would mean that you're bigger. Now, something like this would be a heavy-hitting, infantry-based, fast-moving unit. Defense and breakthrough would be amazing. So this might be something that we would strive for to get as our heavy hitter. And to mention, you give what breakthrough? 6.6. Soft attack, hard attack, you give defense 20 and breakthrough 4. Okay, so armored recon would be better for this. And of course, the support artillery would make the soft attack even higher. So this would be pretty good. This would be pretty good. Combat with 30. Motorized infantry, some light tanks, and motorized artillery. I like this one. So this could be like an end of the line attack unit based on light tanks. I think we were getting light tanks till the end of the game, weren't we? No, 1941 is the last one. But then you get the modern engines and you get the armor, so you can still improve them pretty dramatically after that. Might be worth our time. Okay, so we get the army experience of 10, which means that I can do this. So we're gonna change you into 1936 Infantry Division. Wait, reset, duplicate. Now, 1936 Infantry Division. We have a different symbol here. No, we don't. We got this one, so we're gonna use that one for the previous one. I'm gonna give you the motorized recon because you guys are going to be primarily defensive, which means no artillery for now. Okay, 1946 Infantry Division. Cool. And we finished the careful investments. With our currency's value secured, we should take care of the little money we dare to spend. We should take care that the little money we dare to spend goes to places that it will return the investment. That, of course, means we have to look carefully at where our money can work the most. Thankfully, we have the assistance of a group of Austria's best economists. Good. Now, compromise with the SDAP. It's going to be the next one. And I want you guys to be put here. So let's go a different way, like this. One Sturm Division is going to be the defensive one. Kraftsfahrzeuge. Camera Division. Damn, it actually makes sense to... This would be what? This would be 1530 to change, right? If we change you completely to the motorized division, that would be 30, yep. But the Kraftfahrzeuge division, if they got a light tank, that would be just 25, so it's cheaper to actually do this. Cool, it's good to know. It's good to know. And we can start looking into reforming our units. So, quite interestingly, it would probably make sense to change you guys. We missed just the support equipment, but we got enough infantry, we got enough manpower, and we got enough trucks. Cool. Romania has joined the Belgrade Pact. To contain the growing power of Austria and Bulgaria, Romania has acceded to the Belgrade Pact. Austria and Bulgaria watch with fear as the powder keg grows close to exploding once again. Okay, so Bulgaria is now part of its own... Well, I wonder if someone's gonna join them. They formed a pact. Foundation of the Belgrade Pact. Serbia, Romania and Greece, the three Balkan members of the Entente, all with revanchist views on their own, have recently gathered to a common table of negotiations and announced the beginning of the Belgrade Pact. While this pact puts a lot of focus on cultural discussions and preserving Balkan identities, it is also a military alliance between the participants, seemingly directed at the country, separating them and holding their ancestral lands. It's true that Bulgaria is pretty big. This new development is a big thorn in Bulgarian domination of the Balkans, but only the coming reactions of the Central Powers can determine whether it will yield any fruit. Well, I mean, we got good relations with you, don't we? Yeah. And you have a non-aggression pact with the Ottoman Empire. What's going on with the Ottoman Empire anyway? I think that the Ottomans are fairly weak still. 15 to 20 civilian factories and 8 to 11 military. Considering we got 26 and 15, we alone, as this sort of nation, are stronger than the entirety of the Ottomans. Their army though looks, well, it's probably like 300,000 men. Yeah, we got 150, so their army is stronger. Monarchist restoration in Georgia. Surprising news came from Georgia. Ever since the small Caucasian republic was founded, actually I didn't even notice that they're there. It's interesting. It's a social conservative republic. Ever since the small Caucasian republic was founded, the country has been dominated by the left-wing Social Democratic Party of Georgia, despite a steady decline in the party's electoral support. When White Monday shook the country, however, dissatisfaction and increasing civil unrest forced the party what? An increasing civil unrest was forced to go. There's a typo there. The party was forced to call early elections, the results of which proved a victory for the conservative National Democratic Party. The new ruling party quickly moved to fulfill its campaign promise of referendum to restore the monarchy. The results showed a clear victory for the monarchist side, leading Prince Joachim Franz Humbert, now Joachim I, to take the throne. The king, having been born in Prussia, is incredibly pro-German, and his ascension marks Georgia's increasing embrace of the NATO Europa. Are they going to join the Reichspakt? It's kind of interesting to see. And of course they got their own focus tree. Black Monday hits Georgia. The Treaty of Poti. Stand by Germany. Okay. And national election. So they probably... a referendum for the monarchy. Okay. They got King Joachim I here. Grow closer to Germany. Yep. Tax cuts for German businesses. Free trade economy. German route of investments. German arms deal. Yep. They are probably going to fall into the German arms. Head first. Which for us means the only thing that it can mean. Militarization. So what about you? Okay, we can upgrade one more division here. Into the 11th Infantry Division. You guys have gotten all that you need. Okay, cool. So all of the divisions that we have settled along our friends or puppets are now much stronger. They are much stronger. Soft attack, defense, breakthrough. Yeah, that makes. I mean, the extra recon is doing them good. Congress of Belgrade argues for a new order on the Balkans. On the initiative of Serbia, representatives of several countries have convened in Belgrade to discuss the political and military situation on the Balkans. In this 14 days long event, Serbs, Romanians, and Greeks plot to create a so-called new order in the Balkans, even going as far as to create a 14-point resolution which declares that only the self-determination of people according to their ethnic allegiances may be considered a just path to sovereignty and territorial claims. Clearly the Balkans are restless once again, and the resolution of the Belgrade Congress will surely be used to justify a common war against Bulgaria and, ultimately, the Austrian Empire. What is to be done about this news? The Serbs and Romanians will think twice after an embargo. Let them come, the Balkans cannot threaten us. The Serbs and Romanians will think twice. So Greece, Romania and Serbia add international arms embargo. Infantry equipment production cost plus 40. Gains supported Bulgaria. Opinion of Austrian Empire minus 50. Austrian Empire announces support for Bulgaria. Bulgaria gains supported. Okay, the Serbs and Romania, they're gonna defend Bulgaria. They have been, well, I mean, not in our version of the universe, but they have been our ally for quite some time, and a good one at that. So we are not going to abandon them like that. Which, just for clarification, the Schützen division is going to have... Let's put this on you, and the infantry division is going to have this helmet, so that we have a clear overview of who is who. Infantry equipment, support equipment, okay, we managed to do that. How are we doing on the upgrades to the tanks? 24 are left to upgrade. Okay, it's going very well. 4.12 per week. Amazing. Means most of them... Yeah, 24 are left to upgrade. 36, and don't we have any in the reserve? We do 22, so that's 22 and 24, that's 46 to upgrade. Well, I don't know about you, but that is going well in my book. Stability is 50. Police crackdown. Factory output would be lowered. Do we want to do that? Stability could use a bump. On the other hand, we can just go with Someone here, economy reform, production efficiency, construction speed plus 5%, economy loss cost. Can't get him though, anyway. Richard for Kaldenhof Keurenki, stability plus 10%, daily political power gain 0.1. I think that's actually not a bad idea. Compromise with the SDAP is going to be taken. That one removes socialist promises. Yeah, let's get Richard von Kaldenhof Keurenki. That's gonna give us a bonus to everything, pretty much. Production, political power, everything. Pretty much everything that we can think about. Huey Long elected president of the USA. Oh, nice. USA got a new president. Huey Pierce Long. Queen of the United States. Despite the massive instability rampant in the nation ever since the Great Depression in 1925, the presidential elections went forward, and the voting results are clear. Huey Long of the America First Union Party is the 31st President of the United States. Huey Long is famous for his successful governorship of Louisiana, but he has received a lot of criticism for his populist policies and the usage of Minutemen paramilitaries to combat political rival. The Socialist Party of America contested the election results too, calling them rigged. Libertarian Democrat, really? Well, they are a huge economy, nonetheless. Anyway, I think that's enough for this episode. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one, where we are going to continue in slowly looking around the world, taking it in, reforming what can be reformed, upgrading what can be upgraded. You guys really need to drill. And you guys are gonna be turned into a full-fledged division very soon. Yep, we need 62 more infantry equipment. Okay, anyway, thank you very much. See you next time.